Welcome students to class 12 English classes conducted by your English teacher Monica Kaur. Today we are going to start with Flamingos, the Rattrap chapter number 4. But before I initiate this chapter, I would like to request you all to like, share and subscribe my channel. And students, please do not forget to ring the bell icon for the further notifications. Peddler was thoroughly trapped inside the jungle. He was knowing it that it was because of him only he was a victim of that trap. He had made himself a victim of greed for just 30 knorrs, and there the nature had now turned against him totally. There was no way out. So suddenly he fell down on the ground because of that tiredness, fatigue and hungerness. He was waiting for his death to come, slowly but surely would going to come. But for his good luck, he heard a slow thumping sound on the ground. He recognized the voice of hammer strokes in a nearby iron mill. He started moving towards that sound direction to the site of Ramsjo's Iron Works. The Ramsjo's Iron Works was still opened. Just before the Christmas, the master smith and his helper were working late evening near the furnace and were completing their task of pig iron to be ready to put on a heavy iron block used in blacksmith trading. Various sounds were heard in the furnace, like a low sound uttered in pain and also the burning coal cracking sound, the boy with the hand tool putting charcoal in the furnace, the sound of waterfall, a sharp wind noise. Due to these sharp sounds, the blacksmith did not notice that the peddler entered the furnace. The peddler came near the furnace and the blacksmith's eyes narrowed on him in a different way, as the peddler's look was really very dirty, long, dirty look, ragged beard, and a bunch of rat traps on his shoulders. He asked blacksmith permission to stay at the furnace, and he also got the permission with some sort of superiority. The iron mill was once very popular mill, very prominent mill. The owner of that iron mill was also there. The iron master in the darkness was seeing when peddler entered the iron mill, and he got confused. That might be the peddler was his old comrade, old friend, and he addressed the peddler with Niels Olaf. Now the iron master moved more nearer to him, and he asked him that why he resigned from the regiment, from the military, and he took him deliberately at the house where the peddler was welcome as the friend of iron master. Still the peddler was guilty of stealing 30 knorrs from the old crofter, and he thought that the iron master's house was another trap. The peddler only wanted to rest that night and then get away, and his expression was so uncomfortable that iron master realized those uncomfortable expressions on his face. To make him comfortable, the iron master told him not to feel embarrassed after seeing himself and his home, and told him that his wife Elizabeth had already dead. His sons lived abroad, and he was living with his daughter Edla. He requested the peddler to stay with him and and celebrate Christmas with him. Peddler, with politeness and taking advantage of that fake name, he said to Ironmaster, no for Christmas staying. But he really wanted to get some money from that Ironmaster. And then he got up from his seat by just giving a funny way of that he wanted to stay at home like a captain, and he went out of the house. He went back to the furnace to sleep. But just half an hour passed. A carriage stopped in front of the furnace gate, and daughter of Ironmaster came to take him back and convinced him to go with her. Although Peddler was not at all ready to go with her, but her such a polite behavior, her such a kind words made him to made his mind. She introduced herself, and then with very dignified and respectful manner he addressed him as a captain. Peddler was although uncomfortable, and it was being sensed by Edla. Edla was not understanding why he was so uncomfortable. Dear Edla had thought process that only for two reasons like this a person would be in that uncomfortable state. Firstly, so he had looted someone else or robbed someone else, or he was out of that illegally out of the bars or out of the jail. But Edla didn't say a word and took him along with herself, gave him a fur coat to wear, and then they both moved towards to the four-wheel carriage. After getting back to Ironmaster's house, he got the chance to wash himself with new clothes to wear. Ironmaster wanted his friend to be in his original look. The peddler was now clean and well dressed as he entered the room where they both were sitting. He was now in a new look. He was now in a proper that gentleman look. But as soon as Ironmaster saw him, his happiness turned into soreness. He looked at him with wrinkled brow, and it was easy for him to understand that Peddler was not his old friend or old lost friend. Suddenly, he asked him about his fake identity, but the peddler did not even try once to keep secret of his real identity. The peddler got the idea that his destiny was not too good to give him even one brilliant or comfortable life of one night. The peddler told that it was not his fault. He always showed his real side of poor trader. He asked permission to get a place for resting in furnace. He would put his old torn clothes and leave as he hadn't done any harm to anyone. Even after the peddler's confession, the Ironmaster was not at all convinced. So he decided to hand over him to sheriff, to police, and report the matter. The peddler, after hearing the plan of Ironmaster, suddenly gave him a blow to stand for himself and told Ironmaster about the trap of life. If he was being put behind bars, then Ironmaster would be in a trap for letting innocent behind the bars. After hearing his argument, Ironmaster told him to get out of his house. After not calling the police, and the Ironmaster ordered the peddler to get out of his house, suddenly Edla came in front of that order and told the peddler to stop over there to celebrate that Christmas. Ironmaster did not like the way the went against his decision. Edla very nicely told her father about the peddler. She told that peddler's fortune was too bad, that no one welcomed him, and might be whole year he was wandering from one way to another. He had been running from pole to pole. He saved himself from that poverty. He was also looking forward to save himself from the police. She only wanted him to live a day in a peace, and that peaceful day would be without any fear. She told her father that it was a mistake of identity, no doubt, but they had proposed, they had promised the peddler to have a good Christmas, so they must keep their promise and their proposal. Her father did not oppose her after this. Edla made the peddler request to sit down and dine with them. The peddler was really surprised that why Edla fought for him, why Edla really took a side of him. But the hospitality of Edla made everything clear, that she was really a very nice girl. And Edla was looking after peddler really very humbly. The peddler was really enjoying eating and then sleeping only. The peddler thanked Edla for each and every respect as well as everything that she had done for him. He never felt like that. No one ever welcomed him like this. And then Christmas Eve passed. They all were having their dinner. Christmas fish was there, porridge was there, and after some time that peddler got up and said thanks and good night. Good night to both of them. Edla's gesture was really so nice that he told that the suit that he was wearing at night on that Christmas Eve, that was a gift from her and her father's side, and that suit that peddler did not have to return back. The peddler was so sure that it was some kind of his good work that was coming as in his destiny. Edla also told him that in any time of the year, the peddler wanted to come back and celebrate anything with them, or next year's Christmas with them, they all would love to welcome him again in their house. The peddler was really impressed with girl's innocent kindness. The next morning, Ironmaster and Edla went to the church, leaving the peddler sleeping behind. By 10 o'clock, they got back as they got to know about the peddler's real identity. Edla was feeling cheated. Edla was really, with heavy heart, came back. Ironmaster got so upset that he thought that the peddler could have stolen his silver spoons. As they reached home, they asked attendant about the peddler. The attendant told them he had left the house. Ironmaster thought he might have taken the expensive objects, but to their surprise and their opposite thought was there. Peddler had left one gift behind, but hadn't had taken anything along with himself. It was a Christmas gift for Edla. Edla opened that gift. She was so overwhelmed that she started crying. It was a small, beautiful, self-made rat trap. And inside it, there was 3 wrinkled 10 kroner notes, and she found one letter also that addressed on her name. The peddler told her that she was too nice to him during his stay. She was always respectful to him as he was a real captain. He confessed his crime of stealing money and wanted her to return it back to old Crofter. He ended his letter by addressing that it was a small Christmas gift from a living being who was trapped in the greed of life, but because of Edla's kindness, he raised to captain. And before ending the letter, he wrote himself not as a peddler but as a Captain Von Stale. Why he wrote this? Because he promised Edla indirect way that he was really going to make his life as a captain as Edla wanted him to live. It was by that time, by the love, affection and understanding of Edla, the peddler, the trapped person had changed his course of way. Hello students, let's hurriedly, after the summary, do the vocabulary as well as the textual expressions. Okay, so guys, the first word is valet. Valet means a man's personal male attendant. As Iron Master was really very rich, so he was having a lot of valet at his home. Okay, foreboding. Foreboding. Foreboding means a sense of evil. The peddler was trapped under foreboding. Okay, next. Dissimulate. Dissimulate means to practice deception by concealment or omission. Very beautifully, the peddler dissimulates his act of thievery from Iron Master and Edla. Okay? Now textual expressions. The first textual expression is impenetrable prison. Not able to cross limiting or restrictions. When someone is caught at one of the area and not able to get out of that area, there we use it impenetrable prison. Not able to get out. So the peddler had that impenetrable prison when he caught inside the jungle or the woods. Plods along the road. Plods means to walk. This expression is used when he was walking along with the forest and thinking about the world as a bait. Okay. So moving along the road slowly but deliberately with heavy feet. He was really very much thinking that how world is harsh to him. So thinking that how world is being trapped in that greed, that rat trap. So there he was comparing it about himself and the world. Things have gone downhill. To decline or grow worse and worse. When you decline the reformat for yourself, that is called that your personality has gone out of the way. There it means that things have gone downhill. Okay. So guys, this was the things that you have to also do in your copies. Please complete your copies with these 2 vocabulary and textual expression that elements with the question answers given in the video only. Please do according to the limiting, according to the short or the long answers. And I will be back with my next video. By that time guys, take good care of yourself, and before I leave, what you have to do, share, subscribe and like my channel as well. Ring the bell icon to get the further notification. So guys, bye-bye for now. These are the 4 questions from the done summary as assignment number 2. Please do it in your fair copy. Write answers of these 2 questions in 80 to 100 words.